What's up, everybody? Trinity here. Welcome back to Second Street. Smash that like button and let's get right into today's comic book review, where I am talking about Resonant, issue number 10, being published by Vault Comics. Now, if you've never read this comic book, I'm not sure why you haven't given it a shot, why you haven't tried it, but something you definitely need to go read. Volume 1 is available already on trade paperback. You can probably find it anywhere to read on digital as well. You can find it plenty of places. I know the issue number 1 is floating out there, around out there. You can read absolutely free, so you have no reason not to. Zero excuses. Now, if you've never read Resonant, it's a very good book. It's one of those books that kind of comes along every now and again that you're not really expecting, you know? Like, I wasn't expecting this book when it came out a couple of years ago, is when I first heard of this book, like when issue number 1 hit the shelves. I was just getting into indie comic books at the time, and Vault Comics was one of those publishers out there that I found a couple of their books that I liked right off the bat. There was this one right here, Resonant. There was also like The Mall. There was Sarah and the Royal Stars, The Necromancer's Map. They had quite a few good books, but Resonant was one that really stuck out. I read issue number 1, and there was so many things that I instantly liked about this book. For one, you got the main character, Paxton, here, who is he's a father. He's a father of 3 children, and I got to tell you, like, I've got 3 children myself as well. And here's the other thing, like I have 2 girls and a boy. My youngest is my son. Now, this character, Paxton, he's got 3 kids also, but he's got a girl and 2 boys. So it's kind of like the exact opposite of me, like almost like my sister, who has a girl and 2 boys, except for reversed, because her daughter is her youngest, where her 2 boys are the older ones. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off. But anyway, in case you can't tell already, this book is about a family. It's kind of a family story, right? Paxton has his family now. His oldest daughter, Beck, which I'm sure is short for Rebecca, and I'm sure they call her that at some point in the book. She is an amputee. You know, one of her legs, she's got, you know, missing from the knee down. So she gets around on these little crutches, and I can't remember what kind of crutches they call them, but they're the ones that got the little handle, and then they got the little thing, like the little strap part that kind of goes by your arm. They're not the full ones that go under your arm, like people generally tend to wear when they sprain their ankle and they're like something temporary. This isn't something temporary for her. This is something more she's learning to live with, and not walking around on crutches and stuff like that. And I can't remember what they call them, you know. And you know what's sad is the writer, David Andry, he's actually, you know, even said, I think on one of my reviews, told me exactly what kind of crutches they were, and I completely forgot. But anyway, the point being is his oldest daughter is missing legs, so she's got a disability, you know, something that, you know, kind of gets, you know, kind of slows her down a little bit. Or so you would think. I mean, in issue number 1, you learned that her disability here didn't really slow her down at all. She was really quite used to and could move very swiftly without, with her little, with her crutches. So, I mean, just some very cool stuff there right off the beginning. Then he's also got his middle son, Ty, who is, you know, he's the middle child, right? He's the middle child, and he's kind of got that middle child syndrome, except for he is a little bit outspoken. He's a little rebellious. I mean, maybe just my middle child she's not like that. I mean, she's quiet and reserved, but you know, I mean, I could just. But I guarantee you, in many situations, a middle child is going to be just like this Ty is here as well, where he's, you know, rambunctious, and he's rebellious, and you know, he's always fighting with his older sister, and definitely always picking on his younger brother, right? So you know, you kind of getting that, and then he's also got his youngest son, Steph, who has an illness as well, and he needs medication and things like that in order to survive. You know, yeah, you get it. This is what medication's for. So his son is running out of medication, and he has got Paxton's got to go get his son some. He's got to go get him some medicine, right, to take care of it. Well. Long story short, Paxton ends up leaving his family at home because we are in a post-apocalyptic world in which there are these waves that go around and make people act out their worst impulses. And there's really no way to know that these waves are coming, except for maybe if you have some cicadas, or they call them chirpers. And, you know, because they chirp every time these waves are coming around. These waves, like I said, make you act out your own worst impulses. So anyway, the point being is Paxton has to leave his family because he can't take them. They live out in the woods. He can't take them just everywhere on this, days-long adventure. He's planning on being gone for like, I think, 3 days to go and try to track down some medicine for his son. For one, he's got 2 kids who have, I don't know. I mean, they've got some disabilities that would kind of slow him down a little bit, and being able to keep them safe and everything from everybody around, especially while there are these waves and different things like that. So he's trusting his kids alone for a couple of days while he goes to get his son some medicine. Well, lo and behold, he gets caught up in this human trafficking scheme and gets shipped off to this island, and his kids, they start running amok. They start getting along like kids would get along. But there's that. But there's just a whole lot of interesting things and adventures that happen along the way. And here in issue number 10, it all wraps up. Now, if you're new to the channel here, make sure, and you're liking this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you have those bell notifications turned on, so you get notifications anytime I upload new videos or do any live streams. You go to the live streams and check it out. If you're hanging out in the live streams and interacting in the live streams, you acquire Myrtle Bit. Myrtle Bit kind of gets you entered into some of the giveaways that we're going to be doing here on the channel. So you kind of want to make sure that you go get entered into, get interacted on the live stream. So have those notifications turned on and everything. And give this video a thumbs up if you like it too. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's all good. It's all good. Now, in case I didn't already mention it, and I know I didn't, Resonant was actually created by David Andry, Alejandro Aragon, and Skylar Patridge. It is written by David Andry. It's got art by Skylar Patridge, colors by Jason Wordie, and lettered by Deron Bennett. I almost forgot his name there for a second, but it's lettered by Deron Bennett. Now, I kind of forgot that because I believe, if I'm not wrong, is Deron Bennett the one in charge of AndWorld? I think he is. AndWorld, who does a lot of the lettering. I think he's one of the trio. I could be wrong there. Feel free to beat me up and and set me straight down in the comments below. So anyway, it's a very good book. It came out a couple of years ago. Last year with the pandemic, we know it all slowed things down a little bit. But this book actually made my top 10 list of 2019. And coming out of 2019 into 2020, or was that the year before? It might have been the year before. Man, time flies. Pretty sure it was 2019 in last year. But anyway, the point being is it was a very, very good book. I like the book for some of the reasons that I've already laid out here. You've got this guy who has his family. Like I said, I've got kids of my own. And I see a father who has raised kids basically on his own because, we don't really quite know what happened to his wife. But she is not there. As far as we know, she has probably died and passed away with the waves and everything that kind of happened during this post-apocalyptic type of future that we're talking about after some fallout. And so he's got these kids on his own, and he's been taking care of them. And he's actually leaving them to go get his kids some medicine, right? To me, like, you don't do that if you haven't been raising your kids properly and being attentive to them and making sure that they know how to survive and how to feed themselves and things like that, how to survive on their own. Right? And more than just, you got to think they're in a post-apocalyptic world. His kids aren't just throwing microwave meals in the microwave and eating some mac and cheese and stuff like that. They actually have to cook, right? They actually, they're growing their own food. They have a garden. They have to keep that garden safe from predators, or not even predators, but people who just, scavengers, I guess, if you will, natural scavengers and stuff like that. And you see some of that actually go down in this book. So again, it's a family tale. You got this father, it's something I can highly relate to, and having the kids and seeing the kids and the interaction of the kids and things like that. You know how it is. Yeah, if chances are, if you got a brother or a sister, or even, some people don't. Some people are only kids. So I'm saying. But you know how a lot of those interactions are, or you've probably seen it before. And a lot of these things really hold true. How the first kid asks the second, the third, and so on and so forth. The dynamic. You see a lot of those things in here. You also get a lot of other things in here as well, where you see like the father in here, how he keeps his calm, he keeps his cool, he's able to keep it zen. He's into fighting. You know he knows martial arts and stuff like that. You know, he's been raising his kids very good, because while they are being little jerks to each other at times, you can also see that they are responsible and they know the things that they need to do in order to be able to survive. These kids are very able-bodied, and you know, I just think I feel like it's something we don't see enough of in this world, let alone in comic books, let alone, you know, altogether, seeing just a great family dynamic and seeing a lot of it represented within the confines of a story. And it's just done so well here. And not only that, then you also get some of those things. So you get some action. It's post-apocalyptic. You get some action. You get some adventure as Paxton gets caught up in a human trafficking scheme. He gets caught on this island that's being run by this guy Honcho, and he has to escape it, right? So you're getting some of that. You know, you're getting a little bit of that. But you also get the adventures with the kids, where the one of them ends up getting in a fight with his older sister, and he takes and he runs off. Ty takes off. He runs off, and you know, he gets into his own trouble, some trouble that he kind of brought their way. And then we see here, especially here at the very end, as the kids are having to actually guard their home from other predators, not even just predators that are out after food, but in this post-apocalyptic world. It's some really great stuff with some really great characters, and we even see the Paxton as he's kind of been moving along as well, getting caught up in the scheme and trying to get home to his kids. The things that he's going through, making connections, making friends with people. He picks up his dog along the way. The dog was even on the cover on issue 9. I'm telling you, this book has everything in it. It's got something for everyone. I don't care. I mean, unless you want just like a superhero comic book, I can guarantee you'll find something about this comic book that you like. And it's just done and written so well. David Andry knocking it out of the park on this book. Skylar Patridge, who came in and did the art on this second story out, where Alejandro Aragon did the art on the first volume. Skylar Patridge came in and did the art on this one. I like her art style, and in this book, it's a little bit different than Alejandro Aragon's art that we got in the first volume. It's a little bit cleaner. It doesn't look as post-apocalyptic and gritty, but for me, that's okay in this second arc, because we see that the second arc is kind of that arc of getting back to kind of a more peaceful, serene kind of scene, where the first one, like, I think there was some of those things, and I think the art, I'm not saying it's better or worse, but I think throughout this series, the art has definitely very much matched the storytelling that's going on in this series. Skylar Patridge has done a great job. Jason Wordie coming in and doing the colors here, who was the original colorist for the first volume as well. Like I said, they've got pretty much the same team here together on this book through these throughout these 10 issues. But again, it's got everything you want. I mean, anything that you as a reader could want, it's got in it, with the exception of superhero stuff. Like I said, post-apocalyptic, family, action, adventure, all of these great things in this book. And you know, I mean, whatever else that you, I mean, even for a publisher like Vault Comics, it's got all those things in there that they want. They've got, you know, you've got your representation in there. You've got your just all those kinds of things that publishers are looking for to try to gain audience and stuff like that. Now, I know there's probably people out there watching going, representation, not the R. Well, here's the thing, is that I know you hear that a lot about comic books and things like that, and you think, oh my God, what's going on? So it's something I definitely like about indie comics, let alone a publisher like Vault Comics, who does do a lot of these kinds of things in their books, and I think in a very good way. Nothing most of the time where they're shoving it in your face and having to make a big deal about it. They just got a great writer writing a great book with great art and great letters, great colors. Everything about this book is absolutely great. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, this thing's got a little bit of something for everybody, but that's just if you ask me. And issue number 10, man, it was a bittersweet ending. Like, I didn't want this book to end. I didn't want the series to end, because I've grown to become invested in these characters and this world and everything that's going on. And, you know, it's kind of sad because because this is the end. This is the last issue. Got it. It's a PDF sent out a little bit early from the writer David Andry. So shouts out to David Andry for sending that out so I could read it. I've been a big fan of this series since it came out, and I absolutely love this issue number 10. And I would say my only criticism of it is something that like it's not even really criticism. It's just that it was only regular sized comic book. It wasn't like giant sized or anything, and just those 22 pages worth of story. It might have been a little bit more. I didn't keep count. They just weren't enough to end this story. I just want more, and that's that's my only complaint. Is like this book should have just been longer because I just want more, right? Just like I would have wanted that of this book altogether, but I don't know. That's just if you ask me. But let me know down in the comments below if you have read Resonant and what you think about it, because I think it's absolutely great. I think it's one that you should definitely check out. I've actually given away copies of this book. I sent some out to my man Rob over at Not Near Mint because he hadn't read it, and I know my LCS had a bunch of the copies, so I bought them up and sent them to him. I even sent him a nice little variant copy of issue number 1 that I had here that I got from David Andry as well. And just stuff like that. And also, I will probably, when volume 2 comes out, I'll probably end up doing a giveaway of volume 1 and volume 2 to some lucky subscriber and one of the Myrtle Maniacs. So, make sure, like I said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Make sure you have those bell notifications on. And, make sure that you come and interact in the live streams that we do here just about, I don't know, at least 3 times a week. Because that is your only way to get entered into the giveaways that I'm going to be doing. So whenever Resonant Volume 2 comes out and I have both volumes in the trade paperbacks in my hands, I'm going to do that giveaway. So make sure you do all that stuff. Also, make sure you share this video with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on 2nd Street as well. Because, the more people, the merrier, especially when it comes to this great book right here that I think you should read, that I think your friend should read as well. And, then they can get entered into the giveaways as well, right? Isn't that what you want? You want more, not less. Anyway. Guys, that's all I've got for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the 2nd Street Marvel. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.